guys, welcome back to the bright side and happy HIKEATHON day 12. So it is 5 o'clock on Friday. I'm just now checking in because I have been running around like a mad woman trying to prepare for our Memorial Day trip. Jeff and I are going to a little cabin that's only about like an hour away from us, somewhat in the mountains, wilderness, not quite as mountainy as some other places we've been. I've never been here before, but the price was good and it was kind of hard to find that for Memorial. So we're gonna go tonight and then we're gonna leave on Sunday. So we're gonna try to do hiking tomorrow and hiking on Sunday when we leave. So I have been busy packing everything, fixing up the garden and making food and all kinds of stuff. So haven't had a chance to check in. I don't have a ton of time to talk because we are gonna leave in like an hour. I'm waiting for Jeff to come home. So reading updates. I finished Three Sisters today while I was doing everything. This was a really short audio. So glad I chose this one. This one was a 4-star. Yay! So this was so like cute, even though it was really intense. So I don't want to give any spoilers away, but obviously an eruption happens and they have to kind of survive and like make their way back to safety or get rescued. And the family falls apart a little bit, but also kind of comes together. There were a lot of twists and turns that happened, a lot of different injuries. And I loved how we went back and forth between broadcasters and like the safety people talking to each other and the family. I really love the sisterly dynamic. This does deal with grief and stuff, but it didn't feel like overly heavy to me. It was more about like the action of the story and them kind of coming together, and I really liked it. I liked the way that it was done. I liked the audio, I liked the writing, I liked how quick it was. So a new favorite survival story for me. I'm gonna use this one for the set in a forest badge, even though it wasn't crazy foresty because they were kind of above the forest, but I think that's what we're gonna do because I need to get some for the forest hiker side because we've been doing all camping reads and my next one's gonna be a camping one too. So I am still going to work on The Last to Vanish and I'm gonna start a new audiobook for my trip this weekend. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to audiobook or even read, but I'm gonna do my best. We'll definitely be out in nature and doing lots of hiking and stuff. So I did want to show you, I got my special package that I was waiting on. So this was my birthday present from Jeff. Now, before you give him too much credit, he didn't know what to get me and we were out of town for our family emergency, and so my birthday kind of got swept under the rug a little bit because we had some things we had to deal with. So I told him that I haven't really been wanting these since they got announced in January, so he got them for me. So he got me the Even the Darkest Stars duology from Fairy Loot. So these are the beautiful Fairy Loot editions. I really like the original cover as well. I have been meaning to read this for HIKEATHON for so long and I still don't know if I'm going to do it for this time around because it's a little bit longer. Fantasy version of the first people to climb Mount Everest. There are dragons and like constellation elements. Look how beautiful. There's like a hot air balloon. This one has like a little fox and a dragon and a mountain. And then we have just gorgeous edges, stunning naked book. The reverse dust jacket is almost identical to the original cover, just a little bit more blue. This is the sequel. We have a little buffalo or a cow, I'm not sure. There's like lots of creatures So I hope I love these. I really love everything I've read from Heather Fawcett, and I just have been wanting to read this one for forever. So I'm very excited. I will hopefully read this sometime soon. I didn't mention in the last vlog that the Survivor finale was fantastic. I was very, very happy with the outcome. I was a little worried that one of the brawny men were going to win, and they were just annoying me the whole season because I couldn't believe the people didn't get rid of them because usually people that can be really strong and win a bunch of challenges and things are gone first, and they just kept keeping them, and they had this alliance and they were just getting on my nerves. I was super glad that Aubrey won. It was a really fun season overall. It was just like such a blast, even if Jeff did spoil the finale. So that was interesting. He spoiled part of the finale. Thankfully not like the main part. I think that's all I'm going to share with you for now because I need to get going. I'm going to show you what I have done. I don't normally pack for Jeff, but because he was working late and there was like traffic and stuff, I put out anything I thought that he might want to bring on the bed for him to choose so that he could pack quicker so that we could get going. So I'm going to show you what I have put out for him, and we'll see how it goes in a little bit. Okay. So I've laid out a couple pairs of shoes, some of his pants he likes to wear, some long sleeves. We got this one at the Grand Canyon, some outdoorsy t-shirts, socks, all that kind of stuff. Chargers, deodorant, his hat, his cool backpack, our walking sticks, everything. So hopefully this will be a satisfying packing selection for him, and then he can just add whatever he needs to. We have arrived. What do you think of this cabin?
It's cute. It's got cuteness to it.
You have a rating yet?
No.
We're making some coffee. Hi guys, happy Hikeathon day 13. So Jeff and I made it to our cabin last night, and we are now hiking at a nature preserve in Santa Isabel near Julian, California. We went to a nature center earlier, and now we're gonna do like a short hike, and then we're gonna find somewhere to go have our picnic. So I don't think we're gonna do anything intense this weekend, but just kind of explore. this trail is surrounded by wild blackberries. Like most of this, and there's just bunches of them. And also cutie pie cows. Hi, buddy. Tell them what you just told me.
It was the easiest campfire I've ever started.
And why?
Because I didn't try and do it with a flint and a magnesium stick.
It's because I made him a fire starter years ago and he finally used it. Also, he fell and hurt his foot. So we may not be going hiking tomorrow. We're gonna see. But I'm listening to Last to Vanish. It's interesting. The narrator is definitely like slow going, but it's an interesting book so far. Happy HIKEATHON day 14. We packed up everything from our cabin and we are now at William Hayes County Park, and we found this cool park that's like completely in the woods and completely different than the other trails that we did that were like open plains and cows and all kinds of fun stuff. It's a little steeper than the other ones, but not too bad. We're not going to do anything major today because Jeff hurt his foot last night, but it's not too bad. And then we're going to head home after this. We got breakfast this morning as well. So we'll take you with us. So apparently there are cicadas here right now, which I didn't know we had cicadas. And they're eating the leaves. That's that crackling sound. How weird. Isn't this a magical little land?
You can hear all the bees in here.
This is awesome. Hey guys, we are back from our camping trip. It is officially Monday, so I am going to just fill you in on everything that we did this weekend and then wrap this reading vlog up here. So we rented a little cabin in Santa Isabel, California. It's like an hour and 10 minutes from us. It's near Julian, which is known for like their apples. They do apple picking and apple pie, and it's a place that we like to go. But we got a little cabin there for 2 days. It was a really cute cabin, cute campground. We have never really hiked there. So on Saturday we did one hike at this preserve that they had. It was really pretty, but it was a lot of like open plains. It was a little bit of a steeper trail than what I was wanting for Saturday. So we did, I think, about 2.5 miles, which took around an hour because of the slight elevation and things like that. Then we went to go to the nature preserve near there, and we had a great time there. And then they had a little trail that we just walked around for like 10 minutes. I kind of wish that we had started at that trail, even though it looked even steeper, just because it was like a little bit more interesting to look at. And then we were gonna go into downtown Julian, where there's like all these cute shops and do all of this fun stuff. And we drove past the town. We were gonna turn around and go park, and then things got kind of interesting because we had never gone that far before. So we just kind of kept driving, and we drove past this one trail that I wanted to do, and then right after that there was this other trail that was the east side of the preserve that we had done earlier, and we did like a 3-mile hike on that one, which we were not anticipating on doing. It was really fun. There was like a little creek, there were wild blackberries everywhere, there were cows roaming that were just like in the path. That was really fun. There were trees, and it was just a really pleasant walk. Also, it was very easy to just walk for a long period and like not have to go uphill too much, which we didn't want to do after we'd already done one hike that day. And our plan was originally to go to dinner, but instead we decided to stay at the cabin, cook hot dogs, and eat the leftover snacks that I had after our charcuterie lunch that I had made, hang out by the fire. We made like a bonfire. Jeff unfortunately slipped on some rocks and took off a big chunk of skin on his toe, so we had to like wrap that up and deal with it. I felt really bad for him. We didn't really have like proper first aid gear. I know I had thought about getting one at Target like on Friday, and I was like, I think we already have one. I had some band-aids and Neosporin, but thankfully a nearby camper mom had like a bigger band-aid for us to use. So anyway, we wrapped him up real good, and then we just chilled and hung out. So reading wise for Saturday, I didn't do any audiobooking until that evening around our campsite, and I started How to Survive Camping. So this is a light-ish camping horror book. Our main character runs this campground, and she's like giving us the rules of camping, and she's like, make sure you have gear, make sure you have water, leave the foraging to the professionals. Rule number 7, keep track of what time the charge on the solar lights run out. And one of the rules is to never take ice from the kids without a wagon. Then we find out that a man has done that, and things kind of go off kilter from there. So there are definitely some horror elements, like there have been some dead bodies hanging and things, but because it's got like a humorous tone to it, it's not bothering me so much now. It was definitely creepy to read like at an actual campsite, but I think we're gonna have some kind of like supernatural elements, or maybe even there's a name for like a certain type of man that's in the woods. I can't remember. There's like a myth about it, so it may have to do with that. I'm not sure. This is part of a series. I got the arc of this last year and I never got to it, so I'm enjoying that. And then Sunday we had breakfast in the town, and it was a really nice breakfast spot. We went to the bakery next door and we got some tea to take with us to go to our next hike, which was kind of going to be a short one, but then we found this park and the hike was so beautiful. There were dense foresty trees. Like, it was a completely different hike than what we had just done, and that's something I love about California. You can drive like 15 minutes and the landscape can be completely different than where you just were, but had all these pine trees and birds and all this stuff, and we could have walked there for forever. So we only did, I think, 3 miles there. That was plenty because Jeff has his foot hurt and I was kind of tired and worn out. So then we headed home after that. And I unfortunately did not do any audio bookings or anything when I got home. I think we got home at like 5. So we were just really tired from the almost 10 miles of walking that we did. So we had a really nice time. I definitely think we will camp there again, especially seeing that last trail, because there were other trails that connected to it that we wanted to check out. So that is my update as of the weekend. We're getting ready to start the next vlog. You'll see me just like this again. We have 2 vlogs left after this, and then we will wrap up HIKEATHON. It's been really good so far. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Bright Side Girl if you haven't already. Make sure to also check out those other reading vlogs if you haven't already. Let me know how your HIKEATHON is going, whether you're reading, whether you're getting outside, or just doing whatever works best for you. And I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side.